Good morning. Welcome to Grace's Drive in the Morning. Oh, look, I have a halo this morning. This morning I wanted to talk about something that just absolutely, and I got a chatterbox back here this morning, so if you hear commentary, it's from him. Are you singing? I love when he sings. Anyway, yeah, we took Bubba to school, didn't we? Did we take Bubba to school? I was listening to a podcast this morning that was about near-death experiences. And they were talking about how there's been a lot of research done about what people experience during a near-death experience. And one of the things that was absolutely universal across the board, regardless of age or where the person was from or what religion they practiced, what language they spoke, universally, the one thing that people reiterated over and over and over was are you singing? Was the thought or the standard of the golden rule. If you don't know what the golden rule is, it's do unto others as you would have them do to you. And at least that's the Mennonite version of it. And apparently everybody that crosses over to the other side, that standard is like the truth that they hear. Like, did you treat other people the way you want to be treated? And when I heard that, it just resonated with something in my soul. And I love that I'm getting this on tape because I love when he sits back there and does that. So then they went on to say that they okay, I know I'm rambling, but I'm trying to organize my thoughts, and this is kind of how I do it. It's yes, sweetheart. What? That's my mom. Yeah, I see you. Baby. Yeah. So, sorry. Again, distracted by him. They were talking about how there was a man who, they said this was just a good example of what many, many people said when they came back, was that when you have your life review, it's not like what many of us, or at least myself, have thought that life review would be like. It's not this judgmental of you're gonna have to account for that. It's not like that. It's more like an all-encompassing knowledge. So they use the example of a man who said in his near-death experience, when he passed on, he immediately was taken back 20 years to a fight that he had gotten into. I'm in my driveway now. And that he, in this altercation that he got into, he was driving and a drunk man stumbled out in front of the street, in front of him, and he almost hit him. And he was very upset because he didn't want to hit this man. And he jumped out of the car and was like, what were you doing? Why did you jump in front of my car? All the things. And the man was so drunk, and it turned into this big altercation and a fist fight. And he said, instantly, I was taken back to that moment in time, but it wasn't that I was being judged for it. It was that I was being shown the truth. And in an instant, I could feel all the rage and anger that I felt. And at the same time, I could feel everything this other person was feeling. He said, and I immediately knew that this other person, this man, had lost his wife a couple months before this. And he was just drinking himself into a stupor because he no longer cared whether he lived or died. And that was why he got into that altercation. Sorry, I need a drink. And he said, I could feel all of his angst and sorrow and all of his feelings along with all of mine. And at the same time, I became aware that there was a bystander that was watching this whole thing. And I could feel their terror and pain of watching this altercation happen. And he said, it became so clear to me that I should have handled that situation differently. But it wasn't done in a way that I was judged. It was because I could feel what everyone around me was feeling. And that do unto others. What's wrong, buddy? We'll get out in a minute. Okay? Okay. Anyway, it just was very poignant to me this morning that when we go through our life, it's so easy to justify our actions. But do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's a pretty hard standard to live up to, isn't it, sometimes? Anyway, those are my thoughts for the day. So, it hit my heart pretty hard, I can tell you that. So, take your medicine, drink your water, have some coffee, maybe a Diet Coke, and we'll talk later.